Hello, my name is Yijiale and I'm from China. I'm a junior from Hunan Normal University. Today, I will be presenting my thesis titled Research on the Influence of Learning Motivation on the Subjective Initiative of Undergraduate English Learning for Art and Sport Students. The content of our paper is primarily divided into 4 parts: research background and the theoretical basis, research methods and process, survey results and analysis, summarization. English learning is a multidimensional, dynamic process, and motivation is a critical factor that influences this process. Second language learning motivation has gradually become a research hotspot in the field of applied linguistics. Gardner and his research team proposed a model of social education that includes 6 factors that affect learning motivation: ability, attitude, integrity motive, intuitive motive, language anxiety, and language achievement. Some scholars have suggested that psychological theories should be more widely applied to extend Gardner's classical model of motivation. Many studies have pointed out that students' English learning initiative and performance have a declining trend after the college entrance examination in China, and they have analyzed the influencing factors of this trend. However, research on Chinese art and sport students is still lacking, and this study aims to find out the correlation between Chinese art and sport students' English learning motivation and learning initiative. As a sport student myself, I used to be less interested in learning English, but as I grew older, I gradually realized the importance of learning English. Therefore, I collaborated with 2 other team members to study this topic. The study was conducted in several universities in different regions of China to test the initiative and motivation of art and sports students in learning English. The questionnaire is mainly divided into 2 parts. The first part asks students how their initiative for learning English at the undergraduate level has changed compared to high school. The second part divides learning motivation into 6 steps: intrinsic interest, learning situation, stage achievement, future development, social expectation, and media tools, with a total of 60 questions, each pointing the different types of learning motivation. Students choose questions in the questionnaire according to their actual situation. After collecting the data, we established cross steps of different learning motivations and learning initiative to show the detailed connections between the two. This analysis aims to reveal the relationship between the subjective initiative of English learning and the type of learning motivation among art and sport students. Through a NOVA test, we found that there was no significant difference in learning motivation among art and sport students. There are slight differences in learning initiative, but the difference between the two is weak. Therefore, the English learning status of art and sport students is regarded as an analytical whole. According to the survey, the average learning initiative of art and sport students was 1.69, which was lower than the ideal average of 2. It can be seen that the initiative of art and sport students in English learning at the undergraduate level is declining as a whole compared to high school level. Figure 1 illustrates the average learning motivation and ranking. Stage achievement motivation had the highest score among all types, reaching 3.89. while intrinsic interest motivation has the lowest score, only 3.03. It can be observed that after entering the undergraduate stage, the motivation of art and sports students to learn English is mainly extrinsic motivation and intrinsic motivation, with intrinsic motivation being low. As see from Figure 1, the intensity of study achievement learning motivation is negatively correlated with learning initiative. This means that the stronger the stage achievement motivation, the lower the learning initiative. The majority of students have unchanged learning enthusiasm in terms of intrinsic interest and learning situation motivation types, indicating a more stable learning enthusiasm. Among students with strong learning motivations in three areas: future development, social expectation, and media tools. It can be seen that social and extrinsic motivations have less influence on the English learning initiative of art and sports students. This also reflects very limited impact of English learning on art and sports students' future study, work, and life. As shown in Figure 2, the initiative for stage achievement accounted for the highest proportion among students with different motivations, and the intrinsic interest motivation accounted for the smallest proportion in all groups. The difference in initiative intensity among students with decreased motivation is particularly noticeable. This reflects the diversity and balance of learning motivation, which greatly contributes to the subjective initiative of art and sports students in their English learning. A too single-minded learning initiative is not conducive to the improvement of learning enthusiasm. In the context of existing research showing that undergraduate English proficiency has generally declined, this study, through a sample questionnaire survey and data analysis, found that the English learning initiative of art and sports students also showed a downward trend at the undergraduate level. Given the decline in the enthusiasm of art and sports students in English learning, schools, educators, and students themselves need to collaborate in creating a conducive learning atmosphere and promoting the balanced development of students' various learning motivations. This will aid in enhancing learning initiative. Schools and teachers should provide support within their educational responsibilities, such as offering psychological support, establishing learning guidance, encouraging trust development, and recognizing learning achievements. However, it's important to note that the study has certain limitations. It employs a cross-sectional design and cannot observe long-term changes and causation between learning motivation and learning initiative. Future study could consider utilizing longitudinal study designs to track students' changes throughout their academic journey. Thank you for this opportunity to present our research. I'd also like to thank my two partners. The field of education holds a deep fascination for me, and I hope to have an opportunity to discuss and communicate with scholars in this field. Thank you.